Coronation Street spoilers for next week between the 29th of April and the 3rd of May. Coming up next week, Paul agrees to be a guest on Amy's student radio show and gets interviewed about his motor neurone disease and how society views it. Paul is accompanied by his mother Bernie, who listens in to the interview during the broadcast. Later in the week, it seems Paul's long-lost father Denny heard the radio broadcast about his son's illness and turns up in Coronation Street to confront Bernie about not telling him that his son is dying. Bernie tries getting him to leave by telling him the interview was an old recording and that Paul has already passed away. But later, Denny shows up to Paul's apartment to realize he is in fact still alive and that Bernie had lied to him. It seems everyone is skeptical about whether Denny can be trusted, but Paul decides to give him another chance and spend some time with him. Nina schedules a visit to see Roy in prison, but as she is waiting in a visiting area, there is no sign of him. After a while, Nina gets the prison officer's attention and mentions that she had a visitation scheduled with Roy, but he hasn't turned up. The guard then goes to check on Roy to make sure everything is okay, but upon entering his cell, he finds Roy collapsed on the floor. We know Roy has been under a lot of pressure recently and has also been refusing to eat, which may have something to do with this sudden collapse. Steve arranges a date in the Rovers with a woman he met online, but when she arrives, she brings 3 other friends with her. Now, it seems that Tim has been left with entertaining the other women while Steve tries to get on with his date. But as Tim is chatting to the other women, his wife Sally is in the distance watching and is furious with him. Later on, Steve arranges a date with a different girl named Demi, which goes a lot smoother than his previous one. They have a few drinks together at the Rovers and really seem to be into each other. Maybe this is the woman that will take his mind off Tracy. Also on Coronation Street next week, Maria is still very concerned about her son Liam, but Gary tries calming her down and reassuring her that everything will be okay. It recently came to light that Liam has been struggling immensely with his anxiety and even searching online for ways to deal with it.